Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. With the name of Allah, the most merciful and beneficial. Guys, I'm Faisal Shehzad, QA QC Inspector Protective Coating, and I welcome you in my YouTube channel Coating with Faisal. I am here with a very informative video, very most important topic regarding the field of coating, which we will discuss in details in this video. So if you are new in my channel, please like and subscribe and share my videos so that most of the people can get benefit from these videos. So now we move to the topic. This is the second part of introduction to APCS. In first part we discussed the industrial coating, and in the second part we will discuss the pipeline coating. What is the APCS? As we discussed in the previous videos, in Saudi Aramco, the term APCS is used for the approved protective coating systems, and this is the second part of this APCS introduction. Guys, this is a table which I also share in my previous video. I divided the type of coatings in this three types, in three categories. First of all, for industrial plant, steel structure and piping, I discuss with you some most commonly and most extensively used coating systems. And in the second part, this is the for pipeline coating. The piping should be buried or above ground. And here we can see that there is some different type of coating systems as compared to the industrial plant. The third portion of introduction to APCS is the concrete coating. The concrete can also be buried or above ground, which will be discussed in the third part of the video of introductions to the APCS. So guys, this video will be very informative, and maybe this will be a long, but you should be listen and watch this video very carefully if you are new in the field of coating, or you are already working in the coating as a coating supervisor, as a coating inspector. This will be increase your knowledge. So now we move to our topic. What is the pipeline coating and what is the type of coating in the pipeline? First of all, we categorize the pipeline in two portions, the buried term and the above ground term. The buried means the pipeline which is buried below the ground level, or which is buried in the sand. It can be buried in the sea also. So for the buried pipelines, we perform two way of coating, depend upon the requirement. One is external and second one is the internal. So first of all, you have to clear your knowledge regarding what is the external coating and what is the internal coating. External coating means the outer layer of the pipe in which the outer layer is coated. Suppose the pipe is buried, and we have to coating the external layer to protect the pipe from the rust, to protect the pipe from the soil behaviors. This will be the external coating, and the internal coating mean the inner portion of the pipe is coating. Why this is depend upon the service which is going to the pass from the pipeline, which will on which basis we decided that either internal coating is required or not required. All the buried pipe is externally coated, but not all the buried pipe is internally coated. This will be decided on the base of the surface. Sometimes some chemicals, some very severe chemicals, some streams passes through the pipeline, and which will be affect the inner portion of the pipe. So we protect that inner portion with the coating. Otherwise, normally the pipe is not internally coated, but all the pipe is externally coated. So first we discuss what are the externally coated APCS which are used in the Saudi Aramco. We also divide now the coating in two categories. The first is new construction coating and the second is maintenance coating. New construction, from its name, it's reflecting that if we are going to install the new pipeline, then we use some different type of coating system. And the maintenance coating mean, if the pipeline is already installed and it's working maybe 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and there are definitely everything have some life. Definitely the coating which was applied 15 years before, which was applied 20 years before, this will be some damage may be occur. This is the normal thing. So we have to maintain, we have to repair, we have to maintain that damages, to maintain the sustainability, to maintain the strength, to maintain the life of that pipeline. So we have to repair that damages. This is called maintenance coating. So for the new construction coating, this is normally performed in the workshop. This is not performed on the site. This is performed by the third party, and the vendor inspectors are responsible to inspect this type of coating. Normally, most of the contractor inspector are not assigned, are not supposed to the inspect this type of coatings, because this is performed in the workshop, not performed on the site. But as the coating inspector, it should be some knowledge, it should be some information definitely know by the coating inspector, either it's belong to the contractor. So in this videos we will discuss only the surface profile requirement and the coating thickness for the new construction coating. So we move to the first of all APC new construction coating, APCS 104A, B and C. This is, you can see from the title, this is only one a coating system, but it also subcategorized in three divisions: APCS 104A, 104B and 104C. Now we will see in the next video what is the difference between these three types. First of all, APCS 104A. This is titled Shop Applied Fusion Bonded Epoxy. As I already told you that new construction coating is performed in the workshop, so this is the title also reflecting that shop applied, means this is not a application not perform on the site, this is application perform in the workshop. Next is fusion bonded epoxy. What is fusion bonded epoxy? This is the type of coating, same like some coatings are epoxy coatings, some coating are viscoelastic. And what is a fusion bonded? This is a powder coating and applied by the machine. This is not applied by the some manual applicators. So this is the powder which in what we do during the application of fusion bonded epoxy. The pipe is preheated about 200 degrees Celsius or 220 degrees Celsius. This is decided by the coating manufacturer. The pipe is preheated and the coating is applied on the form of powder. This is the powder coating basically. So when its powder is fall on the pipe surface, which is already preheated about 220 degrees Celsius temperature, this melts and form a layer on the pipe. This all function is performed by the FBE application machine, not by any applicator. So in this videos we are just get the knowledge what is the difference between the APCS 104A, 104B and 104C, because suppose you are going to interview and they will definitely ask the question from you that what is the difference between 104A, B and C. So basic things, yeah, basic difference, or the your answer should be, sir, the basic difference between this type three types is the temperature difference. What temperature difference? The temperature at which this pipe will be installed. Suppose pipe is installed in Sabka area, pipe will install in the sea, or pipe will install some immersion area, or pipe will install in the dry ground. These all are the different type of services. So the service will decide that what type of coating we will be apply on that external layer. Here you can see our service limitations. If our temperature range is minimum 20 degrees Celsius and the maximum location temperature or the service temperature If the pipe is using in subcar immersion areas, so it will be 65 degrees Celsius, or if it is in dry ground, it's 93 degrees Celsius. The next one is 104B. This is also show up applied fusion bonded epoxy, same material, same application method, but the difference is only the temperature. You can see that the maximum temperature in dry ground, it can bear up to 110 degrees Celsius, and if our pipe is using the surface, it can be bear up to 90 degrees Celsius. So next one, APCS 104C. This is a surface temperature. You can see it can bear the surface which will pass from it. It can bear the temperature up to the 130 degrees Celsius. So next, on the site we can only perform FBA coating for the girth weld areas, because when pipe arrives on the site, it should be joined. There are some joints, there are some girth weld. So that's why as a coating inspector you also have the knowledge for the surface preparation, what type of surface preparation is required before the application of fusion bonded epoxy. So the cleanliness level, it should be SA 2.5, and in the introductory videos, in the previous video, I already shared with you the what is the surface cleanliness and what are the levels of the surface cleanliness. SA 2.5, what is SA 2.5? SA 2.5 is the near white metal blast cleaning, and the surface profile range is 50 to 100 microns. And the next one is the dry film thickness. DFT should be 350 to 525 microns. This is the requirements for the APCS 104A. And next we see the requirement of APCS 104B. The surface preparation is the same, only the difference is dry film thickness. The DFT range for the APCS 104B is 575 to 750. Why it's more than the APCS 104A? As I already discussed in previous slide, that APCS 104B can bear more temperature as compared to APCS 104A. So definitely the thickness will be higher. So last one, APCS 104C. The surface preparation requirement is the same as of BA and A, but the thickness it should be as per manufacturer recommendations. So guys, next this one is we discuss the FB coating externally and new construction coatings. Now we move to the next video, next slide, regarding the maintenance coating. In maintenance coating, there are first of all APCS 113A, and the title of this coating or the type of this coating is high build epoxy. It's also called the epoxy mastic coating, and this is the very important type of coating which is used in the pipeline for maintenance work. As I told you in the beginning, as a contractor coating inspector, you will be most of the scope of work is the maintenance work, because new construction coating is applied in workshop for the pipeline. This is not a part of contractor inspector, this is a part of the vendor inspector. So most of the our jobs available in the contractor, and in the contractor side we have maintenance work for the pipeline. And maintenance work, the most commonly used coating is the high build epoxy. So you should listen this type of coating very carefully, and you will remember I already shared the important topics which can be asked in the interview regarding this type of coating. So we move to the maintenance coating. First of all, 113A, and the second one is APCS 113C. This is the viscoelastic coating. What is the viscoelastic coating? It means it is a tape wrap. It's not a liquid application, it is a wrapping application, and we will see in the pictures also in the coming slides. So first of all, we get some details regarding the APCS 113A. The surface preparation requirement, the surface grainless level SA 2.5, the surface profile range is the 65 to 100 micron, and the next, the some important parameters which differentiate this coating from the other liquid coatings. You must remember these parameters because this is the only specific properties of this type of coating which differentiate from the other type of coatings. The first of all is it's a multi-component coating. What is the multi-component? It have the three components: base, hardener, and the thinners, and the mixing ratio will be decided as per the manufacturer data sheet. Next one is high volume solids. What is the volume solids? Volume solids is the solid content which is left behind on the surface after the paint is dried. So higher the volume solids, the less difference between the WFT and dry TFT. Next thing is the single coat coating. Only there are few coating system in the Saudi Aramco which are the single coats, and it is the one of that it is apply only one coat. It is should not applied in the multi coats. But since due to high volume solids and it is difficult to and high thickness, it is difficult to maintain the thickness, so it is allow for this coating is wet on wet coating. And now definitely you will think, what is the wet on wet coating? The wet on wet coating means if you apply one layer and it is still wet, you can apply the second layer to maintain the thickness, because if you give the more thickness, W wet film thickness one time, your pen definitely will be sagging, this will be flow down. So what is the technique of this type of coating? You should apply on wet coating and apply in one or two layers, but coat should be single. The next one regarding this coating, the WFT, it should be 610 microns to 1010 micron, and dry film thickness will be 600 micron to 1000 micron. Here you can see that there is a very minor difference between the WFT and DFT for this type of coating. This is the reason, it is just because of higher volume solids. And since from the definition of the volume solids we can see that the solid contents in the coating which is left behind. So higher the solid content, there will be less material will evaporate, and the difference between WFT and DFT will be the very low. And that last, after the coating is finished, we should perform the holiday testing, and all the buried pipelines should be holiday test. And what is the holiday testing? Holiday is a discontinuity or any damage or any pinhole, even discontinuity in our coating. And so before every pipe going to buried service, it should be holiday tested. Now we move to the second type of maintenance work, FCS 113C. This is the viscoelastic coating, and I told you this is a tape wrap. And for 113C, we most commonly use the Stopic, and Stopic have two wrap. First one is the CZH inner wrap. It is also available in CZH paste, and CZH is the material name. And the second one is, its second part is PVC outer wrap. It's also in form of tape, and it is the black color. So next, this is the monogram of the Stopic. So any product with this monogram, you can easily realize that this is a Stopic and this is a viscoelastic coating, and it should be applied in the two portions. First portion is inner wrap. This is normally green color, and the outer wrap is black color. This is the PVC outer wrap. What is the application requirements for the Stopic? The first of all, The personnel involved in the protective coating activities shall be qualified and certified to perform their task. It means that any person who are going to perform this task, any applicator who want to willing to perform this application, it should be certified from the STOPEC. STOPEC will give them the training how to use their product. STOPEC will give them the training how to, what is the overlapping requirement, what is the seal wrap. This all trainings will be given by the STOPEC, and then once the applicator is qualified, they give him a certificate for the application, and this is the called qualified certificate. So it means that unexperienced person cannot perform this job, are not allowed to perform this job, are not allowed to apply this topic. The second one is blast cleaning is recommended if the pipeline is length is more than 1 meter. This is related to the surface preparation, and that if the pipe is the length is more than 1 meter, it should be blasted, and then we have to perform the stopping application. The third one is the surface profile is not critical. Surface profile, as we already discussed previously, that for surface preparation there are two things: surface cleanliness level and the surface profile. For stopping case, the surface profile, or the which is the roughness of our surface, it is not a critical, but surface cleanliness level is it's critical. It should be SA 2.5. For using CZH paste in the area which is not properly smooth, suppose there are some flanges, there are some wellheads, there are some pumps also, so those are not uniform, that we can apply this wrap. So what we do, we apply the CZH paste, and you can see in the next picture that there are some flanges and uneven surfaces where we cannot apply uniformly or smoothly the inner wrap. So we use at that areas we use CZH paste. So what is the requirement? The CZH paste should be applied from higher level to the lower level, or from higher edge to the lower edge. Once we apply the CZH paste, we should directly or the immediately apply the CZH wrap for this one, because here you can see that for the uneven surface for flanges and uneven surface or sharp edges where we cannot directly apply the CZH wrap, we first of all apply the CZH paste, then we apply immediately CZH wrap, and then this it will be PVC outer wrap. And the next thing, this is you can see the CZH inner wrap in the form of wrapping, and in the second picture you can see the CZH paste. You see, if we want to apply this wrap, this is not possible because this is an uneven surface, this is not smooth surface. So make the corner smooth, we use first CZH paste, and then immediately we will apply the CZH wrap, and after that at the last we apply the PVC outer wrap. And this is the most important thing: the inner wrap shall be applied without tension or stretching. This is the most commonly asked questions in the interviews regarding the pipeline coating or stoppack coating, that we can apply the inner wrap with tension or stretching or not. So your answer should be the inner wrap shall be applied without tension or without stretching the roll. So next one we will see the procedure of the application of this CZH wrap. The first wrap round of the wrapping band is done without advancing the roll. What is the advancing the roll? Main first wrap you should circumferentially complete. You cannot move longitudinally to the pipe. This is the main without advancing. First you complete the circumferentially one roll, then you can move the longitudinally, or then you can advancing the roll. The second things, after the first wrap round is finished, successive wrap should be performed with a minimum overlap of 10 mm or up to the dotted line on the wrap. Once you finish your circumferentially one roll, then you have to move longitudinally to the pipe, and the overlapping should be at least 10 mm, or there should be some dotted line on your wrap, and you just follow that line. You can see this is the dotted line. You just follow this line and move advancing the rolls. Here you can see that this is the line, this is the advancing the roll. So you just follow, for the overlapping you just follow this line. And the next one is the so guys, next we move to the outer wrap applications. So guys, here we see this next one is a buried pipeline maintenance coating. Now we will discuss the outer wrap. Here it says that when a roll of the wrapping band is finished, the next roll should be start with an overlap of the at least 100 mm thick overlapping. It means suppose you are doing the application and your one roll is finished and you using the second roll, so at least you will give the 100 mm overlap to the existing wrap, then you can move the advancing the roll. Next one is after the pipe is completely wrapped, another circumferential wrap is done at the pipe at the end, and this is the act as a seal wrap. So once you finish your job, suppose your inner wrap is complete, at the end of that wrap you should apply the one more wrap circumferentially. This is known as a seal wrap, and this will make sure that your corner or edge will not be removed at the end. Next one we will discuss the PVC outer wrap. And in PVC outer wrap there are, first of all, outer wrap is wrapping band applied with tension. We already discussed in the previous slide, as we already discussed in the previous slide for the inner wrap, that the inner wrap shall be applied without tension and without stretching. So but for the outer wrap this is the completely opposite thing. The outer wrap shall be applied with tension or with stretching, and this both things you should must remember, and that what is the difference between inner wrap and the outer wrap for stretching and tension. Next one, the wrapping band of the outer wrap shall be start 5 mm from the start of the wrapping. It means that you should start the outer wrap by left the 5 mm corner to expose that it should be visible. The inner wrap should be visible for the 5 mm. This will be reflect that you already applied the inner wrap and now you applying the outer wrap. The next one is the first wrap of the outer wrap overlap wrapping band is done without advancing the roll, same as the previous internal wrap. The first roll circumferentially it should be without advancing. First you complete one roll circumferentially, then you should advancing the roll, or then you should be move the roll to the longitudinally. And since we discussed in the previous that for the inner wrap the overlapping is 10 mm or as per the dotted line, but for the external wrap the overlapping is the 50% as the width of the wrap, regardless of the what is the width we are using. It means that suppose we are using the outer wrap of 25 centimeter width, or we are using the outer wrap of 40 centimeter width, so the overlap will be the 50% of that width. So the next one is if a roll is outer wrap is finished, the succeeding roll shall be initiated with the overlapping of 25 centimeter. The same things you should be remember the difference between the inner wrap and the outer wrap. In the inner wrap, the overlapping is 10 centimeter, but for the outer wrap, the overlapping is 25 centimeter. For this is the difference for the both wrap, and same as the inner wrap, at the end of your work you should apply the seal wrap, that you should apply one additional circumferentially wrap. So guys, since this is already some details video, and this is already some a little bit long video, so it is the difficult to explain details that what is the second one, Canosa application. This is also a part of maintenance coating for the pipeline, and if you need to review the further coating systems in details, you can study the Saudi Aramco engineering standards H002. And for the application of Canosa CPS, this is also viscoelastic coating, and the other manufacturer, manufacturer is the Stopic, which is most commonly used, and Canosa is also extensively used for the maintenance work of the pipeline. So for the Canosa, the different is there is an video, another video will be available, so you can see the details of the Canosa in that videos. And up to the next videos, until that time, take care. See you in the next videos. Fi amanillah.